Welcome to the Good Pod, where today we're talking The Good Wife, Season 4, Episode 22. What's in the box? What's in the box? I'm one of your hosts, Jason Reed. With me, as always, my co-host, who I told that she would have to quit this podcast today, or I will reveal that all of her pens are actually mechanical pencils. Marissa Garza. Marissa, you good?
I'm good, even though you think you know, but you have no idea about my pen collection.
You have no idea.
You good, Jason?
I'm good. You good?
I'm good. I mean, yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
It's the very 2026 guarded of I'm good.
I mean, like, how do we ask that question these days? And like, is there a better how you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah,
some people are like, oh, I'm good, I'm great. Others are like, I'm good. I'm good. Kinda. But we're here. Marissa, does the do I need the umlaut over one of your letters to actually signify that you are of Latin descent?
No, it's not an umlaut.
What do you call it?
The tilde. The tilde is the little nye thing, like the thing on the end that goes. But I have no ends in my name.
What's
or an accent. The umlaut is the two dots that go like over a U, like in German and stuff like that. Yes. And then there's the nye, which is the little wavy line, and then there's the accent, which is like the little apostrophe, but going the other way.
So if I say just Garza and
I don't have any accents in my name. The only thing I have is the R.
Garza. I can't do the rolling R very well. Garza.
That's it. You got it. That's it.
Maybe on your ballot it have to be like multiple R's to signify that you are of Latin descent. To let the Latin voters know that you are one of them.
Or I would change it to O Garza, obviously, as there are many Irish Mexicans in Chicago. So
there you go. Perfect. That signifies your kind.
Yes.
We're gonna get into the episode, the season finale of season 4, on the way to season 5. But let's get some housekeeping out of the way first. We want to remind you of some free and easy ways you can support this podcast. You can do that by reviewing, rating, subscribing, wherever it is you're listening and or watching. There is a way for you to very easily, very freely support us. You can do that by clicking like, you can do that by reviewing, you can do that by rating, you can do that by subscribing, all the good stuff. It's been a while since we've gotten a written review. We'd really love one of those on Apple Podcasts. So if you want to leave us a little written review, we'd love that. We'd read it out here on the podcast. Be great for us to do, or for you to do for us, I'll say. You can also email us if you want to at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com to just chop it up with us about any and everything. We'll get back to you if you decide to write us. We'd love that. You can also support us monetarily if you so choose. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod and donate any sum you'd like. We'd greatly appreciate it. You would be helping this fledgling small business podcast to stay in business if you did that. All right, all that out of the way, Marissa, let's get into this very, very pivotal and very kind of like guest star, not guest star, but like recurring star laden episode.
It was like, let's bring everybody, like we've been kind of talking about this the past couple episodes, like who haven't we had in this episode or in the season yet? Let's see if we can get them all in the same episode. And we kind of did. We
got a bonus Colin Sweeney appearance here.
Yeah, exactly. And we also found out why Zach had to turn 18 last episode.
Yeah. We were like, why in the world is this like being paid attention to? It's like, oh, the very first thing, like, oh, okay, yeah. So you can know that he's gonna vote. Okay, yes. Because old Encyclopedia Brown is on the case.
Well, and he walks into this polling place like he is, I don't know, John F. Kennedy Jr. or something. Like he's like, hello, I have arrived. And I just have to say, I have a lot of respect for the people who work the polls. It's not an easy job, especially in 2026. However, and also, never in my life do I think I've been to one where there's only been one person there this entire time. But we do run into who we will learn to know as Nana Joe.
Nana Joe
as the election judge at this site. And she looked familiar to me. Did she look familiar to you, Jason?
She did, but I was like, I don't know where I know her from. Let me look her up. This is Estelle Parsons. She is well known for a lot of things. Not a lot. she's okay. She is the mother of the titular Roseanne in Roseanne and the continuation, the Connors. She also won an Oscar in 1967 in a supporting role in Bonnie and Clyde. And where else did you know her? What did you know from her? Yeah, Grace and Frankie. Correct. So she's been around the block. She's here. She's definitely one of those people. I was like, I know this lady from somewhere. I just don't know where. And I wasn't even a big watcher of any of these things that she was in, but I was like, I have definitely seen her out and about.
I definitely watched Roseanne when Roseanne was Roseanne. If you're catching my drift.
But before she was Roseanne. Before she was Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, before that happened.
Before
because
we
it was
knew
also,
who she really was.
Yeah. It's another, I think they were in Wisconsin, but like very like Midwestern-y show. Yeah. So yes, she is the election judge. Estelle Parsons is playing Nana Jo as the election judge, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're Zach Floric. You have the same last name as one of the people on the ballot." So funny. And Zach is doing what, like, I did this when I was 18. I don't know if I'm that big of a nerd, but he takes a picture of his ballot when he votes.
This is even before, like, I don't know if he put this on Twitter at the time, because Twitter was like the thing at the time.
Probably Tumblr. Like, if anywhere, maybe it would go there. Yeah, like, or MySpace.
First question I had for you.
Yeah.
You seem like you would be one of these election people that would be
I have gone through the training to become an election judge.
But you haven't been one?
I haven't been called to do it yet.
Like, oh my God. I feel like I would walk into a polling place, like, and Marissa Garza is the exact person I would see, like, do you need help figuring out how to vote? Like, I got you. Voting's very important. Here you go. You just flip vote. Like, I that's like, you are perfectly casted for that. So I just wanted to ask that question first. But then I feel like if you are the son of a candidate who has recently turned 18, I feel like you would be like made a spectacle of. Like, look at this, my son's voting. Me and my son gonna vote for the first time. Hope you vote for your pops. And I would expect Peter to make that like or Eli for sure, to make that a spectacle event. Or is Alicia like, no, let him do what he wants, let him vote early. This is my little Zachy. I don't want to put him in the spotlight.
I think there's a lot of that in this, because Alicia's like, no kids, right? Like, no kids any of the time. And Zach is also like, I'm my own man, like, blah, blah, blah. And so
is he like that?
Blah, blah, blah. I'm Zach Floric.
It's more like I'm gonna vote early to make sure I do my due diligence and do my due process early, so I can be like Mr. A-lister, Mr. A+ guy.
Kind of. I mean, like, he showed up in his school uniform and everything. So
yeah.
But while he was there, he saw that this box of ballots came in that apparently had not been counted, because there was a seal, but the seal was broken. So he's like, that's kind of weird. The people who come in give Zach a weird look and a shoulder shove, which I thought was not needed. But
it was like, that's if you are trying to not call attention to yourself and like because we'll find out later what exactly is going on with this ballot box. It's like, why would you even do that? Why would you make a scene enough so that you like bumper like shouldering this kid who's already looking at you weird? I have a lot of questions about this ballot box, and we'll get into it later. But it's like, yes,
that's not really how it's supposed to go with the ballots, because they're supposed to be like actually like locked, also like with the lock, not just with the piece of tape. But Zach, of course, knows all of the things about what's supposed to happen, because he's like,
Zach goes snooping because he's Encyclopedia Brown. He's like, let me go look at this ballot box because I want to get into everybody's business.
Like, let me go. I have to save democracy. It's for my dad. So he goes and he tells
me, I'm gonna go get the Constitution. I'm gonna go steal the Constitution, like Mr. National Treasure or something.
I have to tell you, if you are on Threads, there is an entire account called The Constitution, and it talks as the Constitution and refers to itself as Connie, which is so great. I love it.
I'm sure it has a lot to say right now.
Yes, a lot. But Zach brings this to the attention of Nana Jo, and Nana Jo's like, I don't know, like, I didn't see anything. So let me bring it up to the supervisor, and the supervisor's like, I don't think this is a big deal. Oh, wait, are you taking a photo of this? You can't take a photo of this. I'm the polling monitor. That's against the law. And Zach's like, it's not against the law unless I'm taking a picture of someone who is voting, because if anyone's going to know the legalities of taking a photo, it's going to be Zach Floric.
I know, because I looked it up.
don't get me mad because I
Well,
got
he
a
was
cop in trouble
arrested.
before. Yeah, I got a cop in trouble before. You don't want to cross me, buddy.
Yes. So back at the campaign, everything is super busy. It's, they're on the phones doing all this stuff. Jackie tells Eli, hey, I want Christiane on the dais like when we announce and everything. And Peter's like, absolutely not. Like, this is not going to happen. We have Alicia call on the phone with Eli, telling Eli what Zach saw. She's like seeing this in real time. And when Zach looked at this box, there was a Christiva ballot on top of it, like just out of it. So he thinks that all of these are Christiva ballots. So what's interesting, I think, in this moment is you hear Eli say all of our lawyers are down south because they think that they have the city locked up, right? Like they're like, we won't have to fight anything here. So I don't know what to do, but it can't be Diane because Diane's, on our team basically. So it's going to have to be Will.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And Peter's like, no, not Will.
Not Will. But
Eli. Yeah, I think
but also like Alicia is the wife of the candidate.
Yeah.
So why can't Diane go?
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It is a weird like thing about like who's going and who's not. It's like, well, like who like I'm surprised they weren't like, okay, Carrie, I guess, because like Diane can't do it because she's gonna be a judge on my court. Alicia can't do it because she's my wife. Will can't do it because it's Will and we got issues. So like I'm surprised they weren't just like just put Carrie on it. But almost everybody that Peter has some sort of like attachment to is ended up on this case.
Yes, exactly. And so Eli tells this to Jim, the mob guy for the campaign, basically. He's like, hey, is there anything we could do about this? Like, at all? And Jim's like, well, where do you think we have the most potential to like, or where are you worried about votes? And Eli says Addison Township, which is a suburb, in the 41st ward, which is by the airport. So and you have to think like this is the polling place that Zach went to vote at. And so if Zach went to vote at a polling place by the airport,
well, I don't think that's the thing. I think the thing was
that's so
no, I don't think that's where the box was. I think the thing was like, hey, so we had this box.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah,
we're now assuming is a Christiva filled ballot box. Where is Christiva's most support?
Yes,
so we can go sabotage. So we can go sabotage that polling place. Because remember, this is early voting that we're in at the moment.
Yes.
Real regular voting starts the next day. So it's like, all right, Christiva's already landing an early punch on us by stuffing a ballot box in early voting. Where can we affect his most like support? And that's where Moody is like, I'll just go sabotage this place where there's gonna be a lot of Christiva support.
Yeah, and Eli's like, don't tell me. Well, maybe tell me. Like, what are you gonna do? And at this point, Jim's like, I'm just, I got a septic tank ready, and I'm just gonna like spill some septic right outside of the polling place and see what happens.
And I think this is an important moment to kind of inform us about what happens later, because it's like Eli doesn't exactly know everything that Moody is doing. So that will kind of, let us know what Eli doesn't know. Does he know? Does he not know about things that are going to happen in the future of this episode?
He has a lot of plausible deniability because he does not have. He knows that Jim is doing stuff, but he doesn't know the details except for this one septic tank of what else is going on.
Yes, exactly. I think they've even had this conversation before, like when he sends Jim out to do stuff. Like, I don't want to know what you're doing. Just go do something.
Yeah, like you're around, but I don't want to know what you're doing. Meanwhile, Carrie and the fourth years are looking at office space. This is really happening. They're moving and grooving and apparently finding a spot with really great view, like looks pretty good.
In the loop.
Yeah.
Can you explain what the loop is to me, Marissa?
Yeah. Okay. So like Chicago, up against Lake Michigan. So we don't have like an east side or whatever, but we can. That's up for debate. But anyway, the way that the transit system is put together, the elevated train, it creates a loop in the downtown area. So that way you can kind of like get around the major areas quickly. So a lot of the train lines converge in the loop pattern in the middle of downtown. It's basically like where our museums are, where big commerce is. It's not a lot of people live in the loop. Some people live in South Loop, West Loop. Those things have kind of like
they got Southwest and East and North.
No east loop, but definitely West and South. North Loop is much more. It's not really a thing. It's just like rich people, like Lincoln Park, things like that. But it's definitely
Lincoln Park,
where
like the band.
Not spelled the same, but kind of.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. Is that where Lincoln Park gets his name from?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because in the end, it doesn't even matter. Sorry, musical.
But for this particular company or for this law firm, like you want to be close to the court, and the court, everything is in the loop in the city. Like all of the important federal buildings, all the state buildings, all of that stuff kind of scrunched into the loop. So that's why they're looking over there. And the team's like, we can afford it if we don't bring Kalinda with us.
Or at the very least, if we cut Kalinda's salary, which is the same thing as not bringing Kalinda, because Kalinda's not going to come here for a less salary. And everybody knows that.
Yeah. Carrie's like, we need Kalinda because Kalinda wins cases. And they're like, we could win cases with someone cheaper.
Can you though? Can you?
Not
when
Carrie
says Kalinda wins case, like that's a fact. Like Kalinda has overwhelmingly won a lot of cases with her detective work, and I don't know if you're going to get a Kalinda level of detective work from anyone else.
No. Oh, and also like her connections within the cops system, like she has a lot of.
She brings a lot.
Yes. Yeah. In the middle of all this, Diane calls to tell Carrie about like what's going on. He's got to run, but he tells everyone, "I'll see you at the bar in an hour." So to be continued on this conversation. And then we get into court and we see who else is on call tonight, but no one other than our favorite Judge Abernathy.
Yeah, our guy, our man, our justice warrior, Judge Abernathy.
Yes. So this is where we do learn that it is early voting ballots. They're starting to argue, and who walks in to argue for Kristiva? None other than the beloved Patty Nyholm and her new baby, maybe?
New mark? Right under the wire. Patty Nyholm gets in here for season 4. We had the whole gang for season 4. Glad to have Patty back with us. Maybe she was too busy filming Raising Hope. Was that the name of that show?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was so fun. I don't know for a fact, but I assume that's around the time of this show. So yeah, glad to have Patty back in here. Glad that we got all of the gang back together for season 4 here.
Well, and a little later this comes up, but I was thinking at this point, like, why is Patty Nyholm here? Why is Patty Nyholm like representing Kristiva?
And the explanation is very kind of thin. I'm like, okay, we'll go ahead and buy it. Fine.
Well, yeah, because she's like, the pharmaceutical companies trust Kristiva more than your guy to Will, like more than Floyd.
So then the pharmaceutical companies got in bed with Kristiva to be like, hey buddy, we'll come to your rescue. It's like that's a very, very thin explanation, but sure, whatever excuse we need to get Patty in here, I'll take it
for sure. So Zach is up on the stand. Alicia is like, I don't know if I've ever seen her more proud of her son, or more like, she's just like, oh my god, this is so great. You're so wonderful, Zach. And you could see it, like she stands up and she has this look. Like, how would you describe this look?
My baby's a big old man. He's in court testifying. He just voted. 18. Oh my gosh. He's
18 years old, first time voting. Now he's standing up for democracy.
My big little boy.
So proud. And he gets pretty easy questioning from Alicia. Like, tell me what you saw. Do you believe that this was tampered with? Yes. Great. So she's like, I tender the witness. And she whispers before she goes, just be honest.
Oh boy.
And Patty picks up on this and is like, hey, what's going on over here? And Alicia does not do a good job here because she is definitely in mom mode and not necessarily lawyer mode. She is defending herself and her son at every single turn. She's like, I just told him what I would tell any first-time witness. And then Patty, of course, like brings up his arrest. Like, what? It was a sponge from his record. Like all of this stuff. She's coming to his defense every single time. And at the end of the questioning, Patty goes, you seem to question authority a lot. How's Zach? And Zach goes, only when it needs to, or something like that. And Alicia's like, yeah, that's my son.
God. Yeah, get get, because it's such a great visual gag because Patty
Yes.
is questioning Zach and she's obviously getting in the way of Alicia looking at Zach, and Alicia constantly is like peeking around Patty to like maintain eye contact with Zach to be like, it's okay, baby, mommy's here, don't let the mean lady get to you. It's such a great like just sight gag of just Patty and Alicia playing like this chicken game of like, I'm gonna get in front of you so you can't look at your son, I'm getting in front of you, and she's like, nope, I'm gonna peek around you. It was so funny.
And that's why I think like this is, I think with The Good Wife there's a couple of like quote unquote good wife episodes, like types. Like we have like the run down the clock type, something like this is definitely like the comedic Good Wife showcase. Like I love this entire episode because
for sure,
because of what we talk about here between Patty and Alicia and what happens later as the case goes on. It's just definitely like how many ridiculous things can we throw into this storyline and have them play out.
And it also was one of those 24 style, we're racing against the clock, we're like we're running from this place to that place. So it really combined a lot of good like plot devices that work in this like Good Wife environment that really made this a really good episode.
Yes. At this point, Diane runs into the courtroom and the poll supervisor, I didn't really catch like the title, but his name is Mr. Buckley. He is on the stand. He basically says these were not unsecured ballots. They were from earlier in the week. Patty Nyholm's arguing that like, well, obviously Zach exaggerates, so therefore we can't really trust his testimony. We learned that Abernathy sciatica is acting up, so he's got to walk every 20 minutes.
Like Abernathy's very casual. He's just like, I know this is just like this isn't a real thing. Like I don't know if he would be doing this if he had a courtroom full of a gallery and this is like a real like court case that was put in place a long time ago. But maybe his sciatica just backs up in the middle of the night, which is kind of where it feels like this is taking place. You're just like, listen, it's the middle of the night. My sciatica is acting up like it usually does, so I'm just gonna walk around. Y'all keep talking.
Well, because he's on call, right? Like this isn't a planned conversation or a planned hearing of any sort. Diane is arguing that Bucky moved it and ripped everything, and also trying to get on record that Buckley is a Republican. And if there's something that Abernathy is not gonna want in his courtroom is partisanship, really. So he's like, that really doesn't matter. Diane at this point stands up and moves to have the box impounded, meaning held away from being counted for the moment.
Right. It's important to note, like everyone here thinks that this is a Kristiva box, that Kristiva has placed this box here, and the box is full of Kristiva votes. Maybe just based on the fact that Zach saw a stray ballot that said Kristiva on top. And by the like this box, whether it was even a dummy box or unsealed or what, why are there just ballots spilling out of this box? Like either way, this thing should be like thrown out because there's just like there was votes pouring out of this thing. There were just votes discarded on top of it. It was a weird setup to begin with, but yeah, everyone here is just like, this is a Kristiva box. We just have to figure out like, are they going to count or are they not? Our people do not want these votes to count because they're for Kristiva. The Kristiva side obviously is still also assuming this is a Kristiva box, legitimate or not, and wants the votes to count. It's going to be very important. Like
indeed,
coming up,
indeed. And also, not only do we want these votes to vote for Florek, but we want to do that for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to benefit the firm. Two, it benefits Diane and she becomes a Supreme Court judge.
Right.
Three, it like makes Alicia happy or whatever. Like there's a lot tied up. It's not just like we want our client to win. It's like this is a big win for everyone on the Florek
we
side.
Votes to be for Florek. We want these votes thrown out. Like they are legit even voting, like trying to get these thrown out before they're counted because they are so sure that this is a Kristiva plan and plot to get the ballot stuff. So they're just like, we're not even worried about counting the votes. We just want the votes thrown out because we know they are for Kristiva. So like we want them out.
And when that happens, it's not just for that one election. Like when a ballot is thrown out, it is for all elections on the ballot. So just keep that in mind as well. So, and Diane brings up the fact that this could come down to 1,000 vote difference. And Abernathy's like, I need a break. Let's have a short recess. So Diane rushes outside and tells Kalinda to look into the votes and Carrie to look into the poll supervisor and see what they can find out. On the way out of the courtroom while they're trying to go do this, Carrie stops Kalinda and goes, oh, hey, by the way, we're not going to be able to pay your ask. And Kalinda, in a very Kalinda way, is just like, okay. And then Carrie goes into, I don't know, he was trying so hard. He was so desperate. He's like, we're asking you to get in on the ground floor or something. And Kalinda's basically like, shut up. Like, don't even try this with me.
Well, I mean, and she offers a counter, right? She's like, all right, fine. You can't give me my ask. Give me 5% of all your profits in like the first year. Like,
and it's clean.
I'm good. We'll do it. Fine. She's like, I'll help you, Carrie. I like you so much, Carrie. I'm gonna bring down my like ask, but it's still gonna be like a big ask, maybe just not like as big, but I want 5% of all profits in the beginning. He's like, but like so Kalinda's like, listen, she's kind of like Jeff Probst on Survivor, like, listen, I'm good either way. Like my life is fine. Like, I
have all the rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I think this is also interesting because during this conversation, Will walks by and Carrie's like, "Oh hey,
hey, Will." Me and Kalinda's over here passionately arguing about something that has nothing to do with you and your firm. All right, and you can see Will. You can see Will in the background, kind of give him a look of like, "How's that about?" And just like walks by. Will, who was also very like, had no clue about Carrie's law firm. Last episode, it still has no clues. Like, wonder what's going on over there. I wonder if that was the imaginary firm Kalinda was talking about last episode.
He's like, those two, they must be having some sort of lover's quarrel or something like that. So we get Nana Jo on the stand, and Abernathy is just in love.
I do want to call out real quick. Like before they go back into the courtroom, Will runs into Patty. And he's like, "Oh, hey Patty, what's up?" And she's like nursing her baby. He's like, "Is this a new one or is this like one I've already seen?" And Patty was just like gives it right back. She's like, "I don't know. I've just lost track. I have no idea. I have no idea if this is baby you've seen or baby you haven't seen. Like I just have so many freaking babies. This is our fourth season. This is our fourth Patty appearance. She has at least 4 kids at this point because she has a new one every season, it seems like.
Or like knowing Patty Nyholm, maybe she's like wet nursing for the neighborhood. Like, I don't know. Like she's just like, I gotta go to court. I need a baby.
Oh, and I don't know if this guy that's always with her is her husband or just her Manny that she's probably banging on the side. But I would love to get. I hope in another upcoming season we get more into Patty's home life and what that's about. Because I would love to meet her husband if it's not this Manny guy or if it's a Manny that she is obviously also having sex with at the same time.
Yeah. There's definitely, I would say, add it to the spinoff collection, a Patty Nyholm.
I don't think a spinoff. I mean, I could take some more information.
A limited series.
Maybe. Yeah, I can take some more information though.
So we get Nana Jo on the stand. Abernathy is just like, oh my god, you're so cool. Just like I love old people. I love democracy. I love berets. Mm-hmm. Everything I could dream of. She says she did not see Buckley move from his office the entire day. So this whole claim of Buckley asking people to move a box, not good, not there. But she did see someone enter, and she thought it was a voter, but she saw that he had a big box with him, so it's like, She's like, that definitely didn't check out. Patty then goes with this is like literally the oldest defense or oldest questioning in the book. How's your sight? Can you see me? Can you see me now? As I keep backing up, can you see me now? Can you see me now? And how many fingers am I holding up? And she does not, like, Nana Jo does not do well with the distance part of it. And Diana's like, this is so Perry Mason. Like, I'm over this.
And everybody's like, I love Perry Mason. I love those tricks.
Yes.
I'm down with it.
So Diane counters with like, oh, but was the person with the box that far away as the door? No? Okay, let me come closer. How about here? Was it here? How many fingers am I holding up here? So trying to like poke holes in this entire defense. And at this point, Abernathy's like, hold the phone. We've located the box. And everyone's like, okay, let's count it. Like, blah, 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 rabble. And they find out that there are 30,000 votes in this box, which seems a little odd for a small polling place as such. And the whole team is like, okay, well, how many are for Christiva? And Abernathy goes, 2685. Diane's like 26,000. She's like, no, 2,685 for Christiva. Like, well, I'm gonna drop my motion.
No, not for Christiva. No, you're right. For Christiva. It was 2,600 for Christiva.
Yeah, 2,600 for Christiva. I'm gonna drop my motion. And then 2 seconds later, Patty's like, I have a motion.
Oh, this was so good. And it was a twist. I didn't really see this coming. I was like, oh my God, this is so funny. Because obviously now this flips everything around on its head. This is a complete 180 or a 360 for people that don't know their terms. It's a complete 180 because now this is a box of Peter Florrick votes. So now I was like, oh crap.
But what I love about it is what we'll see and talk about is it's a total 180, but not really. To your point, it is kind of like a 360 because the same arguments are going to be used in this,
just in the opposite,
just in the opposite way.
Exactly. It's so funny because now it's like, like no one saw it coming. Because I think even like the Christiva side is like, yeah, this is obviously a Christiva ballot box. So we're gonna argue that the most should be let in. And I was like, So now everything we just said, everything we just argued, we got to do the reverse. We got to do the opposite.
We're going to flip it around. But not before the fourth years meet in the bar and they're talking about the fact that they cannot bring Kalinda over. And Carrie's just like really fighting for her. I think we have more objectivity than you in this situation, Carrie. It's like, what? I'm very objective. Like, yeah, but we haven't slept with her. It's like, oh.
And Carrie just stops in tracks. She's like, okay. Basically, like, fair. Like that's a fair argument. There's nothing I can say to really counter that. And I like the fourth years who are still nameless. I don't know if we'll ever get names. These
no clue.
Or personalities or whatever. They could have switched all these fourth years with different people, and I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would see it, if I would recognize or notice. But anyway, they're just like, this is exactly what Lockhart Gardner does. They overreach. They overpromise. Like we said, we weren't going to do that.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not overreaching. Like, this is Kalinda we're talking about. It's like, whatever, bro. Like, you just want her because you want to keep begging her.
Like, in this case, I know a couple episodes ago, or maybe even last episode, Carrie was like, we are the new Will and Diane. But in this case, he is Will and she is Kalinda is Alicia. Like, let's do anything to keep Alicia. Let's do anything to keep her around.
But he's not wrong. He's not wrong, though. Like,
no, he's not wrong. Like, she delivers.
Sure. Whatever investment you're going to put in Kalinda is going to pay off. Like, for sure. No matter if you give her what she's asking for, she's still probably she's still undervalued, right? Like she is Kalinda with a capital K.
For sure. And then someone goes, hey, isn't that Colin Sweeney over there? Like, what? And Colin is beckoning over Carrie. He tells Carrie, like, hey, I own the building, so I found out about this. And what I'm willing to do is give you a discount on your rent if you give me free legal services for 2 years. And Carrie's like, that sounds great. But I need you to know Alicia's not coming with us.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, like that really stops Colin in his tracks. Like, okay, like because I mean,
Colin's all in. Like he's like, this is great, this is fantastic. And then at least Carrie was honest here and was like,
yeah, and I don't know why Colin would assume that Alicia was going in on this new venture, but he seems to make that assumption. And Carrie's like, I'm sorry to tell you, but Alicia's not going to be with us. And Colin's like, oh, okay, well, if you ain't got Alicia, you ain't got me. But we'll see what Colin's going to try and do about that later.
Yeah, Alicia calls Peter, give him the update about what's going on. There's arguments going on in the courtroom. We're trying. Will is arguing. Peter's like, Will's arguing for me? Will's on my side, really? Yeah, like I love that. I love that pause of like Will's arguing, and Alicia's like, "Yeah, I know what you think about Will. I know what's going on." Meanwhile, Jackie is like holding court in the campaign suite, like telling all these stories, and Peter goes to Eli, "Do you think she knows we're losing?" And I love Eli here. His response is, "I've dedicated my life not predicting what Jackie knows."
Yeah. Love that.
So then they're like, okay, well, if this like, we don't know where this is going to go. Where can we find votes? And we hear Jim ask, like, do you have any walk around money? Maybe the 18th ward. Maybe we can do something there. And Eli's like, I don't know. Let's see what I can find. Yeah. At this point, Peter then goes to Jim. Hey, can you look into Christian? And Jim's like, yeah, sure. Like, what do you want? Like, do you want like this background check, this, that, the other? He's like, all of it. I want all of it.
But like, is this the time, Peter? Like, we are doing so many other things, and this is now the moment you ask. You could have done this a week ago. You could have done this.
When the man was hired.
Yeah, like something like, now in the middle of everything, you're just like. And by the way, also while you're doing all this other very important work on my behalf, find out about my mom's nurse. I'm like, okay, like
go steal an election and also do this other thing. Yeah. Diane puts Buckley, the poll supervisor, back on the stand here. And this is where she's using all of Patty's arguments, establishing, like, you're a Republican, right? So, like, you wouldn't have, like, any reason for all these Florek votes. Like, you wouldn't want that to go forward.
And the other guy's like, yes, I'm still a Republican.
Like, I have not changed in the 20 minutes it took to get to this moment. Patty brings up the fact that he wrote a paper against Romney. We have the eyesight conversation again, but flipped around. Will brings up the fact, though, that Nana Jo was on some Alzheimer's medication, even though she's not showing any symptoms, and does kind of get Nana Jo to, like, show some faulty memory by asking if she can remember her husband's birthday. And at this point, we are all Nana Jo in the situation because she starts crying. I just want to go home. Like, stop doing this to me.
I'm surprised that the medication she was taking wasn't from Patty's pharmaceutical company. Have you ever heard the term Elvitil, Nana Jo?
Zach gets back on the stand. Like, Patty is questioning Zach, and this is when Zach finds out that the cop was fired. Like, he did not know up until this point, so that was new information for him. And she tries to get him to say that, like, you think you saw these come in off the street, right? Like, this is what you believe to have happened. You saw this box full of ballots come in off the street. And he says, yes, I believe they did. And so then the defense table kind of stops and pauses and, like, okay, who's going to take this? Who's going to question? And it's Will. And he does follow up. And I thought this was, like, a really interesting exchange because Will is leading Zach in the situation. He's like, okay, did you see what happened 10 minutes before you got there? And so I was like, no, I couldn't have known. He's like, oh, so it's okay to acknowledge the limits of your own testimony, basically. Like, screaming it to Zach. And Zach's like,
yeah, exactly. I can say, like, I get it. I get where you're going. Will, stepdaddy Will, I get you. I see you. And you can tell this is like, Will's like, there you go, son. You got it. You're my boy. Me and you are gonna go get along so well when I marry your mom and we're staying in the same house. Like, we're right here with it. And it is such a weird moment. It's just like, what's going on here? Like,
well, and like Alicia is also like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's my man's right there. Like, ooh, she's getting those feelings again, right? Because last episode she's like, ooh, Will's management. Will treats his employees like employees. Ooh, and now she's like, ooh, Will treated my son so nice. Oh my gosh, those vapors are coming back. She's like, oh my god, like, it's like this woman's, like, feelings and emotions, like, go with the wind. It's just like, oh my god, like, Will, he's such a nice guy. Like, now I'm having feelings for him again.
Like, Peter wouldn't have done that. Peter would have, like, I don't know, beat someone up or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Peter would not have been as gentle with my son.
No, not with my son. Not with my son. And so he does say, he's like, you're right. I don't have any way of knowing that the ballot box was asked to move, even if it came off the street. So at this point, Abernathy's like, this is fun and everything, but we're going to have to pause because there's an injunction in federal court that puts us all in jeopardy. And they're like, oh, from which side? Because obviously they're going to have to, like, run over to defend whoever. And Abernathy lets us know that it's actually the third party, which is a thing that happens in elections. So we have the third party involved. So they all run on over to federal court, and Alicia sends the kids to Peter. And Grace is all like, no, Mom, you could come with us, as Alicia is going towards Will's car.
Yeah, I was Grace looks at her like, "Oh, you tramp, you betrayer. You're gonna go off with Will," and like I was like, "Where is this even coming from?" Like,
that's not what the Lord would want.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Grace is all of a sudden very like judgy right now about Grace like just going in a car with Will. I think she put more onto this than was actually going on, but I guess we'll see later. She had every right to be a little suspicious.
Good intuition there. At this point, Sweeney also decides now's the time to call Alicia call Alicia at 1:00 in the morning, and she's like, "It's 1:00 in the morning. What do you want?" It's like, I think you should go with Carrie.
Alicia, like this is a way out of the blue of like Colin Sweeney is calling me about going with like where did this even like Alicia's like I have no time for this nonsense. I have no time for nonsense. Like and like as Alicia's talking to Colin, was like Colin Sweeney, what's Colin doing? And Alicia's like, oh nothing. He's just being him. He's like, oh, keeping things from our betters, are we? It's like, oh my gosh. I love how Colin is so messy. I love it.
So good. So they get to federal court, and we see none other than our favorite Judge Anna Gasteyer. I don't remember her real name, but
no, in my opinion, I just call her the in my opinion judge.
In my opinion, she is our favorite court judge. And she's got like a puzzle going. She's like doing a puzzle, she's talking, and we find out that the third party is being represented by none other than Jordan, the ex campaign manager for the Florida campaign. He is representing third-party candidate Albert Odell.
Yeah, this is such a great episode for like, oh my god, like this person's here. We had Patty, Colin, now Jordan's like, oh my god, like I hated Jordan, but I'm kind of glad he's here. Like this is cool. I love when an unexpected person pops up to just F with our people.
And Jordan's arguing like, hey, this entire election is fraudulent because the apostrophe is missing in Odell. And when that happens, like it's taking it from the Irish to the English Odell, which is a huge deal. And Patty is like, listen. Well, Patty is like, okay, I'll take this one. You guys take the next one. So he just goes, like, this argument is going to disenfranchise 3.2 of the population. This is around 800,000 people. This is ridiculous. And you hear Alicia in the background go, in your opinion.
Yeah. Yes.
Your opinion. It's just, and then and I guess there's like, in your opinion. Oh yeah, obviously, in my opinion.
Totally in my opinion. So funny. Like it was this is a great side quest of an episode because now Will, Alicia, and Patty are all on the same sides. It's like, all right, well, we were just arguing against each other, so now we got to team up to get rid of this douchebag and get it back to the people that really matter. Peter and Christina. Let's get rid of this garbage together.
And I just love like how like kind of to the wind this goes at this point, because like Will just rushes out, just like tells Carrie and Robin, because Alicia is also in the vicinity, so we cannot have Kalinda.
Yes.
So we have Carrie and Robin sitting on a bench, and Will just goes, we have an apostrophe thing, figure it out. Like,
and I love Robin. Robin's like on the bench, and she's like, I'm awake, I'm up, I'm here.
So Robin runs out to make a call. Alicia accuses Carrie of stealing clients because of everything that had gone on with Colin Sweeney. And Carrie's like, I would never do that to you. Like, this is not something that would happen. Robin comes up with information, and Alicia's like, we're talking here.
Robin, we're talking. Like, what? oh my God. Like, Alicia. I think we saw some Juliana slip out of you there, Alicia.
A little bit, yeah. And she comes back and says, I called someone on the third party campaign, and she said that Albert Odell isn't even Irish, he's actually Jewish. And so Alicia's like, great, we can use that. She heads back upstairs. Carrie runs after Robin and says, hey, are you happy at Lockhart Gardner? Such a mess. In chambers, Alicia argues with Jordan basically that Albert Odell is really Albert Steinman. So this claim to loss of heritage, Irish heritage, I mean, there are a lot of Irish people in Chicago, so like I get that, but if you're not Irish, there's nothing to really argue here.
It's also interesting because it kind of exposes things, right? It's like, okay, so Jordan left the Florida campaign and got
he was pushed out. He was pushed out.
Yeah, he got he got like in league with some shyster who's like, you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna change your name to Odell. We're gonna get the Irish vote. We're gonna make a run at this thing. It's like, Jordan, you idiot. Like, Jordan is this whole thing with Jordan is just basically the essence of like an eye roll of like, oh my god, like we had to deal with this nonsense for like 5 minutes. So that's exactly what this was, because in my opinion, Judge is like, all right, like that's BS. Like,
this is it.
This is
Yeah,
dismissed. Like, we're done with this. It was like, that was a fun little side quest of a annoyance to deal with Jordan, who is always, when he's here, an annoyance and an eye roll.
It was also fun because no one, including myself, could remember how to say his last name.
Yeah.
Like,
that was so good. Karahalios, Cornholio.
It was so funny. Also funny was this conversation that happens with Eli and Christian over at campaign headquarters. Eli is like talking to Christian because that's what he has to do. And it turns out that Jackie wants to go on a cruise. Like, oh, I hear Jackie wants to go on a cruise. And Christian's like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to be going. I've had enough water. And Eli goes, yeah, because you swam over from Cuba. Like that had to be a lot, right? And Christian's like, no, because I was a lifeguard.
That was so much work for that joke.
It was so good. I loved it so much.
Like, to have the scenario of like just to, I hear Jackie wants to go on a cruise. Like, it's like, how, like, the writers in the room are like, how can we make this joke about Christian like swimming from Cuba? Like, okay, let's reverse engineer this. Water, how are we gonna get someone in water? Like, put Jackie in water. Jackie's on a cruise. Okay, all right, yeah, he's gonna talk to Jackie about a cruise. Christian's gonna talk about water, and Eli's gonna make the crack of like, oh yeah, because you're from Cuba. He's like, nope, because I was a lifeguard.
But it's also like such an Eli situation. Like, Eli will make like a statement and it's always like the direct opposite or something like not related. So I loved that we got to see a little bit of Eli character stuff in this as well, as opposed to just kind of handling the situation. So he tells Christian, he's like, okay, so after the election, we won't be needing your services anymore. And Christian's like, interesting. Well, if it's okay with Jackie, then I'll be okay with it. And Eli's like, no, this is from Peter. It's like, oh, well, Peter's not Jackie. So Eli then says, hey, we've looked into you. We know that you've been arrested for a DUI. We also know that you owe $18,000 to a hotel in Daytona Beach. And here's the thing. Peter can be so generous. He can be the most generous. And so here's $25,000 to take care of that situation. And then just like never come back, because Peter thinks basically that you're using his mother. And Christian's like, okay, bye. Like, okay, cool.
This is like you take this money and you leave tonight. Like, this is the last you see of Jackie.
Again, a lot of mob vibes happening in this situation.
Yeah, sure. And Christian's like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take off. You like, he doesn't say anything. He's just like, all right, bye. Like, and I was like, that was easy. Like, just a good old 25K payoff.
And Eli's like, I did it. Like, it's done. I don't have to think about this anymore.
Like, he had Jim drop the check off to him like at the last minute, and like here you go, here's your check. It's like, how do they have to rehearse that? Like, when you see me at my left eye twitching, come bring the check over. Why couldn't he have this check in his pocket? I was understanding that.
I don't know. Okay, so now we have a scene, because this is going all night, right? Like, this is an all night thing. Alicia is asleep in Will's car. Will comes in, updates her on the situation. Basically, like, we're still waiting, blah, blah, blah. And then they just cut right to it.
Man.
Alicia goes, you broke up with Laura? He's like, no, she broke up with me. Will goes, are you still friends? Alicia says, I don't know. I don't think so, because she thought I was getting in the way between the two of you.
Confirmation that we will never see Amanda Pete on this series ever again.
Pretty much.
Or if she is, she's in complete opposition of our people. It'll be like, oh my God, Amanda Pete's back and she's on the warpath.
And then Alicia says, that kiss, it opened up something between us again, yeah? I don't know how to close it. And Will's like, yeah. And she's like, well, I don't want to do, like, it can't be like last time. He's like, how was it last time? And she goes, well, either way, like, it's really messy right now. Like, I'm with Peter and I can't just like figure my way out of this one, but let's make out. So There we go. And then she's like, oh no, what do we do? What's going on? And it's steamy in the car because you can see there's steam in the car. And Diane knocks on the windshield and she's like, hello, we gotta go. And then Will goes, no matter what happens, at the end of today, we talk. To hell with bad timing, we talk. And they leave.
Oh man, this was crazy. Because you know I love a scene where we just drop all pretenses and we just talk about the thing. And that's what this was. Like we just gonna like talk it out. We're not gonna talk around it. We want to talk about it. And yeah, like the car is steamed up and the freaking heat ain't even on, baby. Like that's just like, just from this kiss, we got everything steamed up. And yeah, it's like, yeah, what, like Will goes, what was last time? Will is still so confused. Like, what happened? Like, I don't even, Will don't know. We don't know. I don't even think Alicia knows why they broke things off. It's just like, yeah, we gotta figure this out one way or the other, because I don't even think Will knows the trials and tribulations that Alicia has gone through in the last however many months the last 5 episodes have happened.
He has no idea how many times his lips were looked at. He has no how many times he has been longed after, lusted after.
Yeah, so this is a little bit out of the blue for him, I think. And it's just like, yeah, like let's figure this freaking thing out. And the fact that we see Will's face up close, I'm like, man, Will has such a nose. Like that nose is a nose, man. I was like, golly, what an eagle nose that man has. We're so up close to Will's face. It's like that nose that's a nose, man. That is a nose with a capital N. But yes, this was great. Like, do we think Diane saw anything? Because like the look on her face is kind of like a, what the hell are y'all
Not
doing?
This again. Yeah,
I don't know if she saw like a little bit. She didn't see nothing because she is kind of like, whoa. One version of like, hey, come on, we gotta go. Hey, cut that shit out. Like I told y'all before.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of like that. I didn't see what I just saw type of thing. Like,
yeah,
don't
make me get the hose on you two. Come on. Yeah. So but I do think if she saw something, she would have said something to Will. I don't know.
I mean, at this point, it's at the middle of the night. She's about to become a Supreme Court judge. You know what I mean? Like at this point, she's on her way out in terms of the firm. So I don't think if she was gonna say anything, she would do it probably later anyway. Like not tonight. For sure.
Like all we saw was like a small window, like in between like all the stain and the frost on the windshield. So I don't know what she was able to see outside that window. They didn't seem too concerned with what she saw. They're just like, Diane knows what we're up to. Like, Diane
we gotta go.
We gotta go. So yeah, it's like that was a great scene. I loved it.
It was good. We're back in Abernathy's court after the federal injunction had been dismissed. So Patty is like, Abernathy's like, okay, we can wrap this up. Patty's like, not so fast. I have someone to put on the stand. Jordan, blah blah blah.
Jordan K. Okay, that's his name.
So we put Jordan on the stand. Jordan's basically saying at a meeting on February 18th, Eli told us to look for ways to sweeten the vote if the election is close, basically to stuff the ballot box. And Diane argues in this thing saying like, this isn't what happened. And Abernathy's like, well, you can argue that later, signaling to everyone that Abernathy loves a third party. He loves equality. He loves all of that stuff. So, he goes and he decides to give his ruling at this point. He's like, there is a sanctity to the ballot booth, but also we are the stewards of that. So we're going to exclude these ballots. And that's that. And Will's like, okay, I'm going to get on the appeal right away. And then again, so trite. Diane says, sad to think you can lose an election in court these days. Oh, Diane.
Sweet innocent past Diane.
Diane Lockhart.
Wait till you talk to the good fight, Diane. Good wife, Diane.
For sure. And also just like if you wanted to look at the headlines from this week and maybe some stuff that came out of Georgia and maybe some stuff that came out of like a certain so-called genius's tech company, You might just want to look over there. You just might want to see how elections are being held in court these days. But also, like, in terms of the show, remember we had the Gore versus Bush court case that was there. So it's interesting because me being the naive daughter of an immigrant that I am, would always think, okay, I vote. It's the purest thing that could ever happen. I vote. My voice is heard. The election happens. But here, boxes are being held. My vote is like, that's how important my vote is, but also it's not as pure as the system as I thought it was. Mm-hmm. So just a little aside. Anyway, we get to the next morning. Alicia's sleeping on the couch in the hotel. Eli's watching horror movies. I loved this. I love that we learned that Eli loves horror movies.
Yeah. Again, just an interesting character quirk of Eli's. Like, yeah, that tracks. Like, I feel like Eli does like go to bed to horror movies to like wind down from the day. Like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And Alicia goes, "We're gonna lose, aren't we?" And Eli says, "Yeah." Is Peter prepared? He's adjusted his thinking. He's gonna need you. He loves you. And Alicia just kind of sits there with that.
That was so loaded. Like, it feels like because always remember, Eli knows 100% that there's a thing with Will. He knows more than a lot of people know about what's going on with Alicia and Will, how Will feels about Alicia, and how torn Alicia is between Peter and Will. He's probably like, outside of Alicia, Peter, and Will, he's probably one of the only other people that know exactly what's going on here. And so he has these moments where he's like, listen, like, stop like effing around and get back with your husband. Like, and this is such a real moment. It wasn't Eli the campaign manager. This was Eli, Peter's friend. Like,
well, and also Alicia's friend too, of like just stop this. Like, you don't need this.
Trying to convince her that Peter loves her. Peter is without saying all these things, it's like, Peter's a changed man. Peter loves you. Like, Peter is here for you. And Eli's kind of giving his endorsement to Peter, Alicia, with like, go to him. He loves you. Stop effing around with Will. Almost like a Diane told me what she saw in the parking lot. Like,
or actually, Jim was watching you, and I know what happened.
Yeah. It's as if he knew that she was really struggling with this decision right now. And it was interesting. It was like a great moment for Eli.
Yes. To which, I don't know why this wasn't thought of sooner, but it was this morning that Alicia decides to wake up Zach and says, I have an idea. They put Zach back on the stand and get him to put on the record that he worked for the Florida campaign, and basically put in the timeline that Jordan was in charge when that decision on February 18th was made to look at how to sweeten the ballot boxes or sweeten the votes, because Eli was not involved in the campaign at that time. And Jordan is standing up from the back saying, but he was still influential, blah, 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 blah. Abernathy is like, okay, like, I'll have a revised ruling in a few hours. Like, this is enough. Thanks, bye. Robin is talking to Kalinda about, a hypothetical. Like, what if, hypothetically, another law firm like offered me more money? Would you make a decision on money or loyalty? And Kalinda's like, how much more money? She's like, 20% more. Just like, go with Carrie.
Because Kalinda knows exactly what this is. When she first hears Robin give her hypothetical, which we know Robin loves hypotheticals, and it's like, oh, okay. So Robin is trying to, not Robin, Carrie is trying to undercut me by going to you behind my back. When we have a kind of like we're in the middle of bargaining right now. So he decided to like go behind my back and talk to you about it. Cool. Yeah. Go Carrie, Robin, because I'm done with this fool, this loser. But this all happens in the middle of Kalinda like looking at footage.
Yes. And she takes the footage and she goes to Will and wakes up Will. And it turns out that this is footage from a convenience store across the street from the polling place. Of course it is, because this is where Kalinda gets most of her footage from her tapes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she sees Jim Moody taking a box out of the back of a van, and it's a bunch of ballots. And so Will asks, are there any other copies? She's like, nope, there's only this one copy. So Will decides to meet with Peter about it. And I just got to say,
Daddy.
Peter is still Peter. Like, you cannot convince me that this man is not still Peter, because he goes to Will, you're telling me this, why? Like, why are you doing this? Why can't you make this decision? And Will says, it needs to be the client's decision. Like, well, if you needed direction, you would have given this to Alicia. And Will's like, I didn't want to hurt her. And there's this under like conversation happening as well, because Peter goes, you're not really handling this very well. And Will goes, so punch me. Like, basically.
I was like, what? Like, what do you mean, punch me? Yeah, Peter, like, I don't think he gave the amount of menace that Peter was like, you've handled this poorly. She's my wife. Like, whoa. Like, this turned into a conversation about ballots to a conversation about Alicia in a snap. And, you know, I don't know. Yeah, Will's like, yeah, because Will's is showing this isn't necessarily about the client, because he's like, I didn't want to hurt Alicia. He made this personal.
Mm-hmm.
Made this personal. And Peter's like, I don't know if Peter's saying you handled this poorly, what exactly that means. It's like, is he like, well, if you really wanted to like get Alicia, you would have snitched on me. Like, I think that it's meant to be ambiguous, but it's like, does Peter know this is happening, or doesn't Peter know? I err on the side of Peter doesn't know that Moody did
Correct.
this, and this is kind of a surprise to him. So it's just like,
yeah, because Will does say, like, they don't show the footage, but he says this footage shows that the 30,000 ballots were from your campaign. They were fraudulent. And there is a little bit of a pause on Peter's side, but he's like, I'm not going to own anything about this. You turn it in, I'll lose. Not, I'll win. Like, it's up to you. Like, it's up to you. It's up to you. This man who has gone to Christ, who has done all of these things, who has been in jail, like a revised man, would not say, oh, I need to make this transparent. I need to tell the public. I need to resign from the campaign. You know what I mean? Like, I need to do all this. He puts that on Will and says, basically, like, if you want to make Alicia happy, you could do this or you can do that. And this,
well, yeah. I mean, he didn't say that exactly.
No, but he said it. But you know what I mean? Like, he didn't say it, but he said it.
And he goes, I'm not going to participate in this mutual hypocrisy. I was like, okay. And I think Peter was also like, is Will setting me up right now? Like, is Will trying to take me down? I'm not gonna look at the footage. I'm not gonna own this decision. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do or what not to do, because if I tell you to ditch this footage, then you can use that against me later. He's just like, I'm just gonna wash my hands of this, pretend like this didn't happen. And you're right. If Peter was extremely forthright, he'd be like, no, I am owning this. I am going to make sure I am upfront and say my people did this. Get these votes out of here. But he's just like, I'm gonna leave it up to you, Will. I'm gonna see what you're gonna do, Will. This is your, are you going to use this for your own personal gain, or are you going to, let me win? I don't know.
And like the thing also is, it's not just the Alicia factor. There is the Diane factor as well. There is the firm factor as well. Like, this is not just a black and white situation. This is definitely many shades of gray.
I would have loved for Will to go to Diane with this and see what Diane would have said. Because I think that is this is the ultimate test of partnership, or just like forthrightedness of like, are you going to do the right thing when the chips are down, when it really matters? Are you going to, because everyone has this air of like, I do the right thing, I'm in for the right interest of everyone. And then this is like, yeah, but when it comes down to you and your life, are you going to do the right thing in this moment? This is the ultimate test of, I don't even know what the test would be. Test of courage, test of
transparency, integrity,
like, boom, perfect.
Doing the right thing. Yeah, even when it's not easy, doing the right thing when it doesn't benefit you, and just that's in my mind because I've been substituting for 7th graders, and the word integrity has been coming up when they've been tattletaling on each other all week long. Anywho, so what is the integrity of the situation is a really good point to look at this, or a good lens to look at this.
Everyone's integrity is being questioned here.
Yes.
Will's integrity, Peter's integrity. If Diane, it could have been an integrity test for everyone to say, like, Alicia, look, these votes are stolen. What you gonna do? Well, you want to? I think Alicia probably be like, yeah, I don't care. Like, throw the votes out. But like Peter, Diane, Will, what's your test of integrity? And we're gonna kind of see Will's version of this in this next scene.
Well, and it should be mentioned from a production standpoint, the scene with Will and Peter has the computer open, right? Like, he has the laptop is open. The next scene we see, they're back in court, the laptop is open. So we're, in my mind, I'm like, oh, the footage is up. And then Alicia comes in, what do you think? And he says, I think we're good. And he also like rubs Diane's back of like, for reassurance, like, we're good. So this is telling me that he didn't do anything with the footage. He kept it under wraps. Abernathy gives his judgment, and he's like, let me tell you about a story about an old man and a donkey, and never mind, it's been too late of a day. We're going to admit these votes.
Even Abernathy's too tired to Abernathy. He's like, you know what? I usually would do some like fun little story of like related to this, but I can't. Like, I've been up all night. Yeah, I mean, when we like you said, the votes, Zach's testimony turned everything around for whatever reason. It's like, yes, now the votes are going to be counted.
Yes, these 30,000 votes can be counted.
Yeah.
Cut to the Florida campaign, where everyone's celebrating because Florida has won all of this stuff. And Eli says out loud, 500,000 votes. We were over by 500,000 votes. Remember, going into this was a 1,000 count margin. This was 1,000 count margin. So now we're at 500,000 votes. This is telling me Jim was very busy.
But yeah, and see, that's my thing as well, because Eli's like, the polling was off, we were up by so much more. It's like, was it, or were there just a lot of these boxes that weren't caught?
Yeah.
It really makes me want, like, the whole ballot box thing really makes me curious, and I'm not sure if they really told the story of this ballot box the right way, because how did the ballot box really get unsealed? Because for what we know, these two guys brought this out of the van, right, into the polling place. Did they rip the seal off? How did the seal get ripped? We heard the guy at the polling place of like, I ripped the seal off, but was that true? I don't know.
I'm sure the polling place guy was paid by Jim to let this box be stolen.
Yeah.
And then they break the seal, they stuff it with ballots, they put it back, because every box is going to be assigned to the polling place. Like, it has its own number, it has its own stuff. So it's not like they could bring a box from somewhere else and drop it off.
So they stole a box, stuffed it, and then brought it back.
Correct.
Okay.
It's like early voting, so
yeah,
you could do that.
Not as many people around to see you do this. Okay. Yeah, I could buy that, because I was really questioning the logistics of like, how did this happen? What happened? So I did assume that Jim probably paid off the polling place guy. Was like, let me bring this box in, you don't ask any questions. But the real thing was, let me take this box,
like, look the other way, like, just
restuff it, and we'll bring it back.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I think happened.
Because no one's gonna look at this box and see it's sealed and start snitching. I guess that's why they were so like.
Well, my biggest question was also like, the box would not be put in such a prominent, like, out in the middle of nowhere spot.
Yeah,
but
you would
that's
think.
Another story for another day.
Yeah, I was kind of confused of like all the logistics of this the ballot stuff, the ballot box thing. I guess it's like, I don't know, it's going to be unsealed, but the polling place guy, the person that should be really concerned with this, doesn't care because we paid him off, so it doesn't really matter that it's unsealed, because the only person seeing it is polling place guy. But for whatever reason, they put it out in the open to where everybody can see it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is a lot of Chicago history when it comes to elections, unfortunately.
Yes.
So it's not like Jim came up with anything new. He just was using a playbook that unfortunately.
But Jim was sloppy. Listen, Kalinda, if you think of this as a Kalinda versus Jim Kalinda won because, like, bro, how are you not gonna look at every camera that's on the block to not
For
show
sure.
some incriminating evidence of you bringing the box in? Like, that was a Jim screw up, a Jim mess up. Because even this is light work even for Kalinda. Of like, okay, like I just went across the street, looked at the security camera, and you can see the footage of bringing the box in. Like that's a pretty easy way to get caught, Jim. I'm questioning your bona fides, Jim Moody.
Exactly. So Eli is like so excited, like, oh, we won by 500,000 votes. Also, Alicia's in the bedroom. Also, you know who is here?
Yeah.
You know who, being Mike Bloomberg, for some reason. I mean, obviously he was the mayor of Chicago at the time, or mayor of New York at the time, but I don't know why we needed this cameo, but he was here. And Peter then talks to Christian. He's like, hey, you talked to Eli, right? He's like, yeah.
Well, because Christian is there, and everybody's like, why is Christian here? Did we just pay him to get lost? And why is he here? Huh? Everyone's confused.
Christian's like, thanks. I cashed the check. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I talked to Eli. I cashed the check. It's like, oh, okay, so like you're gonna go now? It's like, no, I don't want to go. And Peter's like, well, it's not about what you want. And Christian's like, yeah, actually it is.
It is. It definitely is. Like Christian's like, all right, have a good one. And Peter's just like left like slack jawed of like, what the hell?
I loved it because the way that Christian like, or Yule, I think is his Yule. I forget his last name. Yes, yeah, delivers the line. He's like, of course it is about me, buddy. Yeah. Like, I don't know what you're thinking about.
Hey, I'm Christian. It's always about Christian.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah. Kalinda then talks to Carrie, and she's pissed. She's like, don't ever do this again. Go ahead, have fun with Robin. You can go to hell, basically. And Carrie's like, Kalinda. There's so many hugs going on around the campaign. Jackie gives a big hug to her son and says in his ear, it's my life, and don't you ever mess with it again.
Woo, baby. I was like, oh, Jackie. Oh my gosh.
Well, like son, like mother, basically. Like I was like, that's where that comes from, as if we didn't know. Alicia, it is important to note, one, that Alicia has changed clothes. Two, that she is wearing black.
Yes.
While she is sitting in this bedroom waiting for Peter. Three, that she sees someone's neck.
Bruh.
Okay. Like she sees the back of this man's neck, and the switch is turned on. She is thinking.
But it was Will. It was Josh Charles anyway, because like as from what we saw, what she's seeing is Josh Charles. I was like, okay, that is for the shooting of the scene. It was Josh Charles.
Yes.
Yes. But when she's looking at this guy, he's like, oh my god, it's Will. That Will's here. Oh my god.
Yeah, and she gets up. She's all hot and bothered. She's like, oh. Peter comes in and he's like, oh my gosh, we did it. We won.
Well, I mean,
first city of Illinois.
But to be clear, that was not Will, because
that was not Will. Yeah, no, it was not Will.
But then we see like she realigns her sight. Like, oh my god, it's not Will. I'm just have Will on the brain.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. When Peter comes in, oh my god, you're the first lady of Illinois. Great. She's like, yeah, cool, great.
Cool. I will join you in a minute. I just like need to freshen up. I'm just not fresh. I'm unfresh. Like you just literally changed clothes. Like you literally did. So she's
like, I just saw someone that looked like Will, and there's a lot going on.
I need to take care of myself for a moment.
Places.
Yes.
Gotta go.
So she goes into the bathroom and she makes a phone call, and she is like really breathing through it, really flustered. Someone knocks on the door. She's like, in a minute. And we hear these words as she talks into the phone. Do you still want to talk? We can go to my apartment. I'll get away.
So I really wish that I was a person that hasn't had all these years of television watching.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Because me knowing what I know about TV and seeing this 1,001 times, I, in this moment, knew kind of what this was going to be. I was like, okay, they're trying to get us. They're really trying real hard, but it's going to be something else. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I was like, it's definitely not Will.
milked it so hard.
They did. They really did.
Like, we got the dramatic music, we got the slow walk out of the campaign, we've got her getting home, waiting for someone to come to the door, pouring herself a glass of wine, putting laundry away. Like, we got this whole
playing.
thing.
Was this Bach? I wondered that she's playing because like
it was the soundtrack from that one guy.
Yeah. I was like, okay, like she's putting on their music. I'm like, this is a guy that we met while we were together, and she's folding towels. It's like. Like this is about to get messy. I'm get some fresh towels laundered.
Well, and she pours herself a glass of wine and then a little bit more of that wine. And then knock. Who's at the door? Karahalios.
Oh my God, it's Carrie. Oh,
she says, "Still want to do this? I'm in."
So many questions, right? We assume I'm in means let's do the
firm thing,
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and this is about like Alicia's decision making of like, has Alicia made the decision of I'm going to be with Peter, but I cannot be around Will. Like
I don't know if she made that decision to be with Peter. I think the state of Illinois made that decision for her at this juncture in this world. Okay. Like, I think she could think to herself, okay, I'm kind of trapped in this First Lady of Illinois thing. Okay. At the moment, I have to be the good wife. And the only way for me to be the good wife is to not be around Will, because I am thinking that any man with brown hair and a haircut like that is Will Gardner.
Yeah, so you think if he lost, she would have no problem being like, all right, Correct. It's Will. Huh, that's interesting. I don't know about that. I think she has made a concrete choice. And I don't know if it had anything really to do with the governorship. I do think she made a choice of like, I am going to stick with Peter, but if I'm going to do that, I just cannot be around Will 24/7. Because I think too much about this man. He's too tempting to be around. So I need to make the decision to move on from Will and to really just totally cut ties, because he gives me the vapors every time he's around, does something good. So I need to just extricate myself from Will in order to stay true to Peter, which is like, wow, that is such a decision to make.
Well, I think it could be a little bit of both, right? Like, I think she was like, she may have made the decision to be with Peter and then he won, and that just like locked it in of like, I have to be the good wife now. And that's a role I know how to play. And that's a thing that I'm used to doing. And that's comfortable for me. That's something that I don't have to think about. So, okay. But the only way I can do that is if I'm not thinking about Will Gardner 24/7. The only way that I can survive this situation is to not be with Will. But then at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh, if you're not around Will, you're just gonna like absence makes the heart grow fonder type of thing, and she's gonna find ways to be around him that are more dangerous than her current situation.
You got to think, if you're going into business with Carrie, at some point you're going to go up against Will. Yeah. So is it like, I'm going to cut Will cold turkey? Is this like, because we've said before, it seems like she's on withdrawal from Will. It's like, all right, I need to cut it cold turkey. I can't keep messing around, going back to him. I just need to cut him cold turkey. But you're still going to look at him. You're still going to see him. You're still going to think about him in your daydreams. I just think her thought process is like, if I'm not around him a lot, eventually my lusting, my daydreaming will go away. Maybe she thinks she can avoid any Lockhart Gardner cases that her new firm takes on, so she can avoid seeing Will at all times possible.
It'll be like the opposite of when Carrie was at the state's attorney's office, where he had all of the Lockhart Gardner cases.
Yeah, exactly.
None of that.
Yeah, so I'm curious of what the beginning of season 5 will bring, if we get a little more introspection from Alicia on why she's doing this and what her thought process is with this. I think we kind of hit it on the head a little bit, but I really want to see that talked out, because it wasn't really talked out here. It was very much of a surprise of what Alicia was getting ready to do. It's like, oh, like she's making this decision. I think you could even look at this as like, is she choosing to be with Will, and then she just choosing to separate church and state of like, I can't be part of his law firm, but I can date him if I'm not working for him. So, but I do think the best and simplest explanation is I can't be around him if I'm with Peter. Like I just can't do that. I can't, because I'm going to keep thinking about him. We're going to keep having these rendezvous in empty offices, elevators, cars. Yeah, I can't keep doing that, especially if I'm the wife of the governor. She's going to have a very much bigger spotlight on her now that she is the quote unquote governor's wife.
Well, and to that point, I'm interested to see, like, because I honestly do not remember. Does this election stick? Is there further is there further conversation around that later? I remember the running for governor. I don't necessarily remember the outcome of said thing. I think it sticks, but I can't remember for sure. And also because I have lived through many of an election, seeing as the first presidential election that I ever voted in was the Gore versus Bush election. I don't necessarily trust like the day of results as much anymore. And especially knowing what we know about they made a point to say 500,000 votes. So I'll be interested to see. Also, we did this entire election cycle. The only time we saw Kristiva was at that dinner with the Cardinals.
That was weird.
I'm wondering if we have a research, like if he comes back for this battle or something. Like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the election part of it as well. Because he hasn't been sworn in. Like, she's not officially the first lady of Illinois yet. So there's still some time between now and inauguration to kind of see how this is all going to play out.
Yeah, it's so weird these moments where it's like, oh, we had this famous actor or actress going up against Peter, but you only see them a couple times. And then because their contract ran out, you're not going to see him ever again. It's like, we're going to get Matthew Perry back to, like, spar a little bit more with Peter, because it seemed like you said, that Cardinal dinner, we were like hot and heavy with this battle with Kristiva. Then it's just like, oh no, he just disappeared. We never saw him again. Like, same thing happened with
No, I just
same thing happened. Marissa, you go.
I'm going. We only saw pictures on the news, like when they had news stuff. Yes.
Same thing with Maddie Howard, whatever. We were going hot and heavy with that campaign, and then all of a sudden we never saw her again. Peter beat her. I was like, okay, cool, great. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. So again, just interesting. We are kind of, would you say, halfway through the series? I think we're
more than halfway.
Yeah. So we are coming closer to the end than we are to the beginning of the series. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out as well, because like I said, my memory not so great on this. There are moments of The Good Wife that live in my head. Yes. And there's
a particular moment that I'm just now I can see it. I'm really counting down to it. And for those that know what I'm talking about, But if you know, and it's now getting closer and closer and closer. I don't even remember exactly which episode it is. So I think when I see it, I'll be like, oh my God. It's
defining for the rest of the Kingverse going forward. It's like a big one.
Huge moment. And if you haven't seen it and you hear me say huge, you think, oh, it's big. No, it's even bigger. Like think even bigger. And so I'm now aware that we're very much close to that moment. I'm like, yikes. It changes everything. It really does.
So you have that to look forward to. You have more conversations between me and Jason about this show, but also Elsbeth is coming back next week. So we will be returning to our coverage of that show as well. So there will be two podcasts on this feed next week. Next week. One for Elsbeth, one for The Good Wife, starting new season 5 for The Good Wife, and continuing on with season 3 of Elsbeth next week.
Yes.
Jason, we did it.
Later this week.
Later this week.
If you listen to this on the Monday it's released.
I don't know anything about time anymore. So it'll be there when it's there.
I've heard it's
you'll know it. You'll know it. You'll know it.
Yes, you'll get it. If you're listening to this 5 years in the future, none of this matters because it's all the past to you.
Yeah.
Just go back and listen to our Elsbeth coverage. Elsbeth's back. Can't wait. ?
I'm interested to see. And one more thing about our coverage on YouTube. If you are looking for just Elsbeth, there is a separate playlist for just Elsbeth. And if you're looking for just Good Wife, there's a separate playlist for just Good Wife. There's also a separate playlist for Gilded Pod if you're for some reason watching the Gilded Age again. So that's a little bit different than how we can handle things on the audio side. So just another plug to check us out on YouTube as well.
Yep, for sure. Marissa, you want to tell the good folks what you're up to, where they can find you, and all your fun goings-ons?
You can find me at itsmemarissag.com, where I have links to all of the things, including this podcast, the podcast I'm on Whirlwind Podcast Network called Previous Little Liars, where we're watching Pretty Little Liars one previously at a time, and the podcast I do with my sister, where we are watching Star Trek The Next Generation for the first time, called the USS Sisterhood. New episodes will be dropping shortly for season 2 of that show. So
excited.
Keep out for that one. And that's what's going on with me. Jason, I hear love is in the air. Always, most times with you, but love and mess.
It's Love is Blind season, everybody. Love is Blind season 10 is in full swing. So it's all going on. Me, Mary Kukowski, and Asia Welch just dropped our season 10 episodes 7 through 9 coverage. It's a mess, y'all. It's a mess. I think we have a new top tier villain of Love is Blind in the building. So check it out. If you know, you know. Marissa doesn't know yet, so I'm not going to spoil her.
Yet.
She doesn't know yet. But if you check that out over on the Love at First Sight feed on the Rob Has a Podcast Network, just type in Love at First Sight. You'll find it. So yeah, check that out if you're into Love is Blind. We have a great fun time talking about that show over on YouTube and on the audio side as well. So check that out. You can also check me and Asia Welch out over on Patreon on our podcast The Perfect Match, where we talk about the show Married at First Sight, which is kind of like a spiritual cousin of Love is Blind. So we're on Patreon talking about season 10, which is a season in the past. It is one of the best seasons of the show. Because there's no new season on right now, we just kind of go through old seasons over there on the Patreon. So check that out if that's your thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's about it. Check me out on Altar Call coming up this week as Traders is coming to an end, and I got to talk to our friend Tane over an Altar Call about the finale episode of the Traders. Yeah,
that's a lot. You got a lot.
That's a lot. Lots going on, lots happening. But here, listen, we're going to be here for the next probably what are we at right now? Probably a couple of years of some change.
I think this is like 2 years of a podcast. So 2 years, 4 seasons. We've got at least.
We got 3 more seasons of this show.
We got of this show, and then we have the good fight. And
that's kind of like another season. Because how many episodes per season is that? 12 of Good Fight?
Oh yeah. It's a much shorter season.
So if we say, so the next couple of years, you're stuck with us over here on the Good Pod. So enjoy it as you can. But I'm always going to be here. We're always going to be here. So check us out. But until next time, stay good.